Producer cat. Oh, there she is. That's gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. Yep, here comes the beast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be.
Welcome, Corbin.
Welcome, Corbin. This is Fan Nation Army Wolverines edition. Your timeout from the TV timeouts. I'm your host, MikyP.
And I'm the producer and co-host, DeeVa.
And we want to say thank you for all you live viewers and all you replay viewers who will be watching live in the future, and all you YouTube viewers. The replay viewers who watch live in the future, you think they got that?
Yes, Corbin. Yes.
That technology.
Tier, big tier.
They got that technology at Black Friday, possibly.
Maybe. Yes.
I'm gonna see if Costco
Could
has
be.
it on sale.
Yeah.
All right. If you find this at all entertaining, as we always like to say, sharing is caring. Please share with any of your friends or your enemies. And I think for every share this time, it is likely that the Big Ten will replace their officiating.
How about that? Better
Yes,
share
they're
them. Better share.
There are tears.
Big
So
tears,
many
big
tears.
tears.
Today's format is, speaking of tears, the healing process, the 5 stages of grief.
Mr. Weaves.
And potentially our bowl and playoff discussions, some mentions of other sports. There's one happening right now, even on the ESPN2.
Yes, there is.
So let's just dive
get into it,
right
shall
into
we?
it. In case you've been living on
Mr.
Mars.
Weaves.
Hey, Mr. Weaves. I guess. In case Terry Thirsk. Jeff. Hey, smashing Buckeye nuts helps.
I'm sure it
I think that's
does.
one of the stages of,
Yes.
that's one of the healing processes
I
in the
like
5
that.
stages. In case you've been living on Mars, obviously, we lost the most important game of our season. There, I pulled the Band-Aid right off. I tell you, though, we had a ton of fun watching.
We did. It was
Had a ton of fun watching.
Yes,
it
go
for Colorado.
Colorado. Go
Go
Buffs.
Colorado. I
Go
was
Buffs.
so looking forward to tasting the tears of Ohio State fans, and instead we got a poopy flavored lollipop.
It was a good season, yes,
To
Mr.
suck on.
Weaves. But it's not over.
The drama, the intrigue,
Yes, Melissa, go
getting
Blue.
kicked in the nuts time and time again until there were no nuts left to kick. That was a great game. Officiating aside, both sides made a lot of mistakes. We'll talk about all of that. Ohio missed 2 field goal attempts. We had 3 in turnovers, 2 terrible picks. I feel like we gave the game away, damn it, with our inability to grind out a drive at the end of the 4th quarter. DeeVa, did we or did we not discuss, play calling earlier this week?
Yeah, supposedly there were supposed to be plays coming out of the bag. Mr.
Jersey Shore
Jabrill
attorney,
Peppers
go
had
Vatek
hinted
this
that
weekend, not
there were
tonight.
some
Yeah,
big
exactly.
plays going to be coming out. Did we see any special plays?
Terry knows his stuff. Say what?
Did we see any special plays?
None whatsoever. I saw one play that I wasn't expecting, the end around to Chesson for 9 yards sometime, I think, in the 2nd quarter. But that was it. Pepper says, whoa,
What did
sorry.
you do?
Well, I just cut you off. I mean, why not?
That goal line fumble. Oh, my.
Oh, we'll talk all of this. I mean, let's get it all out. Get it all out. But no innovative play calling as far as I could tell.
Yes, Mr. Weaves.
There you go.
Yes,
Exactly. Truly puts 4
absolutely.
best teams in an upset. And there's a possibility. We've got some research
Yeah,
on
we
that.
will get way into that.
But like the play calling,
Dig-
the
dig
the Peppers at Wildcat, that wasn't fooling anybody for 2 weeks.
Has it? Yeah. It's been
And
a
they
while.
ran essentially the same play off of it time and time again. And it went
Danny,
nowhere. No
welcome.
deep balls, and maybe that was Spate injured.
Yeah,
Maybe that
could've
was being
been,
afraid of
could've
Malik
been.
Hooker, although I don't like to think that. And the OSU secondary. No offensive line schemes to open up holes for their running backs. 91 yards rushing.
Yeah, 91
Less
yards.
than 3 yards a carry, excluding
Yeah, lack of
sacks.
spy.
Lack of a quarterback spy on defense.
Yeah.
So, you want to get into the officiating?
Yes, let's get into the officiating. Let's do it.
We got screwed over and
Royally screwed.
over again.
We all know that. We all know that.
And I'm gonna go on record here, folks. I don't think the Barrett spot was a wrong call. After looking at all the videos and making playoffs great again,
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
That would be a great
That would
storyline.
be.
Actually,
Wouldn't it?
meeting Ohio State again in the playoffs would be a fantastic
Right, and
storyline.
then we beat them and meet
Defense
Bama.
dominated most of the game until the very end.
Yeah.
I don't think the Barrett spot was a wrong call. I think it was
very
within
close.
inches, having run up his offensive lineman's
You did,
butt.
Mr. Weaves?
Pay for
Good for
was that
you.
you? Did you start
Did you
the
start
GoFundMe?
that?
Because
That was-
we heard about that. There was like the $10,000 fine. You match it.
Yeah, every ref born in the same hospital.
for Chad
in Toledo.
Tuff. match it for Chad Tuff. If you haven't looked
Didn't
at
think so,
Chad Tuff,
Mr. Weaves.
hashtag Chad Tuff, people were donating. I don't know if that was you, Mr. Weaves, donating to match the $10,000, and I think they hit like 20,000.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
think
looked
it
at your
did, it did.
GoFundMe, but we'll certainly take a look at that. Check out the
Yeah, he was
GoFundMe.
kidding.
He was kidding?
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
He's got
You
jokes.
got jokes,
He's
son.
got
But there were donations being made to Chad Tuff, and then they were going to try and see if the Big Ten Maize and Go Blue Nation or MaizeandGoBlue.com was trying to do this. So check that out. But
Trying to turn a negative into a positive.
exactly. But I don't think that the Barrett call was it. I think he was either on the line or a couple inches away, and they weren't. The replay wasn't going to
That's
overturn
fine,
that.
but there were
So,
plenty others that were ridiculously
absolutely.
obvious.
Pass interference
That
calls.
should have been called.
Darbo gets tackled. Grant Perry gets, forced to give a piggyback ride to the OSU guy. And the sideline penalty on it, the face mask that was kind of incidental. He was short, damn it.
Okay, you know what? He was short by an inch,
Sparkling
right?
new panic button from I need a sparkling new, let's say a car. I don't know. Watch. I don't wear watches.
You know what? Fine him $10,000.
Fine him $10,000.
The university, whatever.
I love that Harbaugh let him have it. I love that Harbaugh. As you know, Michigan, he was fined $10,000 for his post-game officiating comments, and the Big Ten considered the matter closed.
What does that mean?
That mean? What does that mean? What the
Please.
does that mean?
Right?
The matter closed. Like, you're not even going to look at it and say whether you think it was the proper call because they don't want to step in it, and then they're not going to say it was the bad call because they don't want to step in it, so they're just not commenting.
So no comment.
But
right?
God love Harbaugh for calling him out.
Seriously, and God, either you love the guy or you hate the guy. I mean, a friend of mine texted me on Monday, I don't like Harbaugh. I was like, who does that? Why would you text me that? So I'm assuming she was talking about the post-game comments. And you know what? He really stirs a lot of emotions, whether hate or
we need
love,
Peppers.
right? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Harbaugh's day.
I defended Harbaugh, of course, and she shut the hell up. So
Good.
yes.
No, we do need Peppers to stay one more year. This is going to be tough. We got all the defensive guys going, and haters will see Harbaugh in Michigan as whiny, but he did the right thing. He stood up for his boys and his team, and you can't. But here's the thing: I don't think you can point to the officiating and say, "But for that,"
No.
because you guys were pointing out. Let's be real. Fumble on the goal line when we have a chance to seize momentum and go up 17-7. A few million in GoFundMe. Ooh, I'll take that. What? Oh, sorry. Chance to seize momentum up 17-7 after Peppers' interception, and we blew that. When you throw two interceptions within 20, the 20 yards of your goal line.
For sure.
But it was a major factor.
Yep, 3 turnovers.
It was a major
exactly.
factor. And I would say,
But yes,
think of
Devin-
it. Would
yes,
Bo
Devin,
say leave
Michigan for playoffs.
MMA? There's no saying in MMA, don't leave it in the hands of the judges. And I think it was we
Right,
left it
just
in the hands of the
just
judges.
like UFC, right? Oh,
You left it in the hands.
let
When
me
you go
know.
3 and out, nursing a 3-point lead with 5 minutes to go,
Yeah.
when the defense is clearly not set time and time again, allowing Barrett to run up the middle sometimes, if we played our best game and the ref screwed us, I'd be all over it. I'd be the first one with pitches and torches and pitchforks out there. We gave the game away, I feel. We had it. Defense played their hearts out, but kind of screwed up when it mattered sometimes.
We should have won by 2 or 3
Offense played their hearts
touchdowns.
out, screwed up when it mattered, and couldn't finish it off. Let's see, why is that popping?
I hope it doesn't pop up again.
So
The fact that one
ref
is-
is current, and was now
Yeah.
that. See, now now that's good conspiracy theory stuff there, though. I mean, the biases were
He's about to,
obviously
Mr.
there.
Reeves.
I'm gonna break down. I want the conspiracies dug into, and I would love to see what the Big Ten has to say about that. That said, we gave the game away.
His voice is cracking.
We gave the game away. As I always say, it's like don't bet all your eggs on the flap of a butterfly's wings in China.
But in other news, the Ohio State campus attack. There was a car and a knife attack on the OSU campus on Monday, injuring
Josh
11.
Barley.
Word is that a few victims are still possibly hospitalized, but nothing too serious. Our prayers are out to the victims
Paul and Boats,
their
we're
families.
getting right into that. Prayers prayers out to the victims and families on the Ohio State campus. That was tragic and terrible timing right after the Michigan game, but God bless y'all. All right, where does Michigan stand? This is the people want to know. This is what the people want
we
to
all
know.
CFP rankings came out yesterday, and Michigan dropped to 5. So the top 4 teams all have 1 loss or less. So that's Alabama, Ohio State, Washington and Clemson.
Yes.
Is that order? Yeah. And then
Clemson, Washington.
at 6 and 7 are Penn State and Wisconsin and Penn State.
Yep.
And then Colorado at 8. So we beat all 3 of those teams, right?
All of them.
So is the Big Ten championship
We are the best of the
pointless?
2 loss teams.
It could be. So check this out. So Washington, well, first of all, Kirby Hokut, who is one of the committee, or he's the director of CFP, he says the difference
He's a
between
big
4 and
cheese
5
somehow.
is razor thin. I'm sure all of you read that. So Washington 0-0, or their record 0-0 or 0
Against the top 8.
Against the top 8. Of course, we're 3-1 because we lost to Ohio State, and they also lost to number 11 USC.
Washington. I think the winner Big Ten game will jump us. Well, let's stay with me here, folks.
You think,
What
no,
happens?
I don't think so.
First of all, we need Washington to lose to Colorado, and it would be nice if Clemson lost as well. Now, if Penn State beats Wisconsin, now in a craptastic 14-10 game, because Penn State's the lower of the seed, does that give them enough to jump over us? If Washington, let's say Washington loses, they drop out. Now we're theoretically we're at number 4. Washington drops more than us because they played nobody.
Well, right, Mr. Reeves.
Who better than us to compete with Alabama? Who
Yeah.
better than us? Nobody. So Washington is a joke, but they have to lose. They're not
major joke.
They're not gonna drop if they win. So they have to lose. First things first, they have to lose.
They
Now,
do.
what happens? Does
Colorado wins.
If Colorado wins, do they jump 3 spots over up? We
No,
beat them.
they're not
I
gonna-
can't see
they're
that
not going
happening. They're a hot team, great, but we crushed them. Penn State beats
Yes, go
Wisconsin.
Bucks, Terry.
Penn State's a hot team, riding a 8-game streak. Wisconsin's, semi-hot team. Whoever wins
Semi-hot
that,
team, but they've lost twice to
right?
the
So
top
whoever
10
wins
teams.
that, should they jump over Michigan? If it's a craptastic 14-10 game, I'm thinking no.
All right, we're gonna quote you.
Quote you: if Colorado wins, Penn State wins, they will hop over us. You think
No.
if you think Penn State will hop over us?
No.
This is the problem. And then now you're stuck with: do you put 3 Big Ten? If Clemson loses, do you put 3 Big Ten teams in there? They're not going to do that. They're going to have a hard time getting 2
Okay,
in.
so you're saying what if they win? What if Washington just beats Colorado? Then they're gonna get it. I mean, it's
if
probably
Washington
not, it's
wins,
probably
they're
not gonna matter
in. If
it's a close
Washington
game.
wins, they're in. Michigan is in. Yes, Paul and Boats. I love the
Yes.
optimism.
Yes.
You're already moved
Yes.
on through denial, anger,
And Clemson's
acceptance,
in the same
and into
in the same position.
optimism.
They
I
haven't
love
played any of the top 10 teams.
no.
They've beat number 13 Louisville, number 14 Auburn, and they lost to number 24.
The problem is nobody goes down unless they lose, and they need to lose for us to have a chance, and then there needs to be some garbagey Penn State
That's
Wisconsin
what you're saying.
game.
We know,
That's what I'm
right?
saying. So you're saying there's a
Yes.
chance.
Yes.
So
But-
so you don't believe the Big Ten winner matters at this point, really,
No.
because
And then there's the question: will 3 Big Ten teams make it to the playoff? Doubtful.
if both Washington and Clemson lose, then they got to give the Big Ten winner. Sparty gave CFP every reason to put quality. Yeah, exactly. Sparty.
It may get very political too in terms of Wisconsin and Penn State just aren't.
Well,
they
they had
don't-
crappy wins.
They don't pull the viewership.
Penn State did come back and kind of roll over Sparty
But
in the second half.
viewership-wise.
But viewership-wise,
Ohio State versus Michigan, 17 million viewers on ESPN.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Biggest game yet.
Wisconsin
in
or Penn State make
football.
it in, and Michigan doesn't.
I didn't mean to be on the
after those
political
guys
side,
lose,
but that
the
may
other
factor
teams
in.
lose.
Another
those
thing
seems
that may
surreal.
actually factor in.
Harbaugh and Saban would be a pay-per-view event. Absolutely, people would want to see that. People would want to see. They should put Michigan Ohio State as the first playoff game too, but not going to happen. We'd end up playing Saban. That would be a pay-per-view event. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be.
But I don't know that I don't know that the committee. Maybe the committee looks at that. They don't
Huge.
talk about it, but.
And I do believe that
Rose Bowl. Now that's exactly. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I believe the officiating comments and the potential that there was biases here could actually work in Michigan's favor when it comes to the committee as well.
Well, it's like
It's making it pretty much
again,
a toss up in who won.
Well, let's go back to they say they take into account. Well, the playoff committee was going to say if Oklahoma State had an issue. If they were close enough, they were going to take into account the fact that it was a lousy loss to Central Michigan. They did say that. There was kind of we take into everything. I don't know if they did say that, but they intimated that it would be a factor. And they value head-to-head
That as
first
well.
and foremost. They value is like head-to-head conference championship. It was like I don't know if they ever said which one's first, what the priority was, but they were intimating that the Central Michigan, because that was a blown refereeing, that Oklahoma State might have a chance. So maybe we do get a shot. But if they really want to do the UFC style here, put the best matchups in to get viewership, you got to put Harbaugh in. You got to get Harbaugh into the playoffs. Given what he just said, oh my God, the fans would just go. Yeah. People would just tune in for the train wreck.
Definitely believe it's going to help Michigan's
Tune in for the train wreck.
So.
Alrighty, go blue. But Paul and Bochi had a good point about bowl games, or at least you mentioned bowl games. What happens, if we don't get in, where does it end up? And still, now this still depends on whether Ohio State and the Big Ten champion get in the playoffs.
Orange Bowl.
That could leave the Rose Bowl open, probably an Orange Bowl, and that's against an ACC team, which would probably be Louisville. I'd love to see Florida State there. No, you had a good point. Yes, you did. You had a good point. So I think I would love to see a Rose Bowl game. I'd hate to play Colorado. I'd rather play USC, but that ship has sailed. If we do an Orange Bowl, great. Let's go smack down an ACC team and get good recruiting. Huh?
Why hate playing Colorado?
I don't hate playing Colorado. I just want to play. If I'm going to go to the Rose Bowl, I want to play USC.
Smith just called it. No.
Florida State versus Michigan is the very likeliest scenario. Yeah, it's a very likeliest scenario. Rose Bowl would be awesome. We would have to go. Yes, because I went to the 3 in a row, USC, Texas, then skipped a year, then USC, and lost all of them. So maybe I shouldn't go.
Well, you won't be going.
I won't be going. Oh, yeah, we'll have to do the timeouts.
Yes.
F&A will be broadcasting no matter what it is.
But it will be very surreal if Wisconsin or Penn State make it to the playoff and Michigan doesn't.
All right. I was so used to previewing the next game, but...
I know we're not previewing
the next game, and I feel so sad for the seniors. And this was our chance. Ohio State was young, and this is what sucks. And Harbaugh's going to have to come, prove his worth there. Even Ohio State with their youngest team in years could,
I know, right, Paul?
Out athlete us sometimes. And our senior team couldn't pull it off. Harbaugh's going to have to get his team going where we can compete year in and year out. Even if we're going to have all youngsters on the defense next year, they're going to have to compete. We'll see how we go. So some Big Ten awards came out yesterday and today. What happened? Defensive player. Well, actually, Mr. Jabrill Peppers won 3. He took Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, Linebacker of the Year, and Return Specialist of the Year. Return Specialist of the Year. Yeah, he took 3. Yeah, and he fair caught everything Saturday. Well, he does that a lot. Yeah, but I mean, the biggest game, you got the Desmonds, you got the Charles Woodsons to live up to, and you're fair catching all of them. Harbaugh. No, I was Mr. Weeds. Harbaugh's looking at IMG Academy. Already recruiting. He's out there recruiting. Already. Jordan Lewis, Defensive Back of the Year from the Big Ten, beat out his buddy Desmond King. First team Mr. All Big Ten, Jordan Lewis, Jabrill Peppers, Choco Charlton, and Chris Wormley. Yeah, and second team All Big Ten, Channing Stribling, Ryan Glasgow, Ben Gideon, and Delano Hill. Oh, and Kenny Allen. Excellent. Well done. Offense came out today as well. Jake Butt, tight end of the year. And then he made first team as well as... He was the only first teamer. No, someone else made first team. It was Eric Magnuson. Magnuson? Oh, Magnuson maybe done it. And then you got second team. Devian Smith was honorable mention. Wilton Spate was the third quarterback, which, again, I hate to say it. I mean, I love these guys, but the end of the season kind of trended down. All righty. Yeah. Say it ain't so, Jabrill Peppers. Whoever would mention that earliest on it. Say it ain't so. Jabrill Peppers is exploring the option of entering the 2017 NFL draft, or at least his mama is. Mama Peppers is going to be directly involved in the vetting process, already apparently interviewing agents. Ooh, he gone. Hopefully Could be. Not. You never know. Kids do come back. Yeah. Jake Butt stuck around. He stuck around when he could have gone. Yep. Peppers maybe though first rounder, and you can't fault him for. And he seems like a first rounder. He's the kind of guy who would go back and get his degree when he needs to. You would think, right, Paul? Not without a playoff game. But, I hope so. Yeah.
So
this is going to be an arm
a
wrestling match between
50,000
Hanakas
seed
and
donation to the gym,
anywhere besides Cleveland.
to the Jim Harbaugh Foundation.
Because you'd have to work with Terrell Pryor.
Is 50,000 seed donation to the Jim Harbaugh Foundation is being used to provide every patient at the Mott Children's Hospital a pair of VR glasses. Cool. So the Michigan VR app will have a range of experiences like
So weird. If I turn
watching
this way,
a
I can see
game
you.
at the big house, playing with dinosaurs,
Dinosaurs?
playing around with, well, seeing dinosaurs like Mikey P,
Oh.
and riding a roller coaster. So pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. So that's
Mucho
Jim
problems, what's
Harbaugh
up?
Foundation's doing that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
We got good peoples in Ann Arbor. I actually feel sorry for the Browns. Me too. All right, yeah. Recruiting news is, let's move it on there. Jess Spate, Wilton's younger brother, offensive guard, has committed as a preferred walk-on for 2017. He stands at 6'4", 280 pounds.
Big
Turned
guy.
down a full ride to North Carolina State to be a Michigan man.
Yes.
Browns have to play in
With
Ohio.
his brother.
Everything in Ohio is a Browns.
Hey, Mucho.
Browns
Thanks for
colored.
coming.
Hey, how you doing, Mucho? I haven't seen you in a while. So that's recruiting news. As other sports is Michigan
What are some other
basketball,
sports?
5-1, playing Virginia Tech as we speak. As we speak. Who likes next year against Florida, 51-70? I know. There's going to be so much Florida recruiting that we're going to be doing, beating up on these guys. If we end up with Florida State in the bowl game, in the Orange Bowl, yes.
That's great.
Got Apple TV. You guys are huge.
That's funny.
Yeah, the Apple TV's got a delay, I think. That's what we've heard. So, yeah, we play Virginia Tech tonight as the first game of the ACC Big Ten Challenge. And then we go into some cupcakes, Kennesaw State. No offense to any Kennesaw State people. And Texas, who was supposed to be good, but they're middling around 3-3, I think, right now. So that might not be as big of a challenge as we thought. But ESPN2, check them out.
And we haven't mentioned women's volleyball very much in the past
We
couple
would
weeks.
have done the timeouts,
So
but we're
we'll
in
catch
morning.
you up a bit. Their record stands at 22
Easy on
and
those
10.
Kennesaw. Somebody I knew.
Aw.
You're not from there.
The volleyball team beat number 14 Michigan
You
State
fib
last week
so
and
much.
lost to number 1 Nebraska, which ended the regular season. First round of the NCAA tournament is on Friday, and they play American.
American University.
So Jenna Lurg was named Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week for 34 digs in 2 games versus Michigan State and Nebraska. Plus, we want to give a shout out to freshman Mackenzie Welsh. She was named Freshman of the Week 4 times this season, the last time being last week. So go Mackenzie.
Go Mackenzie. Go Jenna Lurg. Congrats to the volleyball team. Hope you
And
make
Ho
a deep
Blue.
run.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho Blue. Women's basketballs. The women's basketballs, which start off the season with
Yes.
300-point wins. 6-1, lost to number 10 Florida State on Saturday. Producer
But
Cats didn't put the score in.
But before that loss,
What happened?
They were
They were on fuego.
Yeah, they were.
And young team, too. I mean, Caitlin Flaherty.
She's a sophomore, right?
She's only a junior, actually, I think.
Oh, I thought she was a sophomore.
I think she's a junior. Named to the Naismith Trophy watch list and has been named Big Ten Player of the Week now twice. Averaging 19 points, 4 assists, and over 2 rebounds a game.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, they scored triple
too
digits in 3 of their
shabby.
wins. I'm looking forward to them. They've got 2 excellent freshmen. They got the Player of the Year freshman from Michigan this last year, and then the Ohio freshman of the year or Player of the Year is committed for next year. So go
Nice.
Kimarico Barnes
All right.
and women's basketball.
All right, so go Buffs.
Go Buffs. Yes,
Go
we're rooting
Buffs.
for the Buffs. I think we need some 4s. 4s, you mean some?
Yeah, that's right. 4s.
Oh,
Jabrill's
Jabrill with his 4s.
There
we
we
need
go.
some 4s.
4s.
We need some
4s,
4s
so we
for
can
the
get into that 4 spot.
for the 4 spot. How is the real coping?
He's okay.
He was so depressed. I
was
feel
pretty
so bad
sad.
for him. He was so sad. He knows
Lots
these
of
guys,
4s
and
thinks
he
he
knows, he knows that they've gone 4 years, without beating Ohio State.
Yeah.
They were primed. They were amped. They played their asses off this year, and yeah, I think he was sad for them.
Ralphie. Run, Ralphie, run.
Run, Ralphie, run. So yeah, I think we need Buffaloes, and I don't know, Wisconsin, Penn State. Maybe Wisconsin,
I don't
because
know if it really helps us either way.
I don't know. I just want it to be a crappy game. I want them to look terrible, lots of turnovers,
Yes.
look sloppy.
And a close game.
Close
Like
game
you said,
and sloppy.
14-10 or something.
Hook 'em Hokies. Hook 'em Hokies. Hokies? Hook 'em Hokies?
Hokies.
Oh, Virginia Tech for Clemson. Not tonight. You're right. Alrighty, folks. That is it.
So, Buff
Paul and
spanking.
Boats got the optimism
Buff
going. I love it.
spanking.
Paul and Boats. We got this, Paul and Boats.
Predictions, 49-10.
You have cured me of my depression, although I still
That's right,
I want to eat
Paul.
saltines
We got
again
this.
voluntarily to get the taste out of my mouth. Yes, I know. I want to say we got. I'm looking forward. The kid in me looks forward. The kid in
I
me
don't
says
think
we
they'll
got this.
allow
The kid
it.
in me says next year
Even though
we're going to be awesome.
They're the best 4 teams.
The adult in me
but
says,
I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah.
In terms of
Get
3
another
Big
shot
Ten
at them.
teams.
Wouldn't that be? That would be a story of the year
Unfortunately, I think
for ESPN.
the winner
ESPN
of
would
the
have
Big
to
Ten
do
will just get
have to
booted
do
out.
a 30 for 30 just about
All right,
that.
35-27. Oh.
35-27. There you go.
Thanks,
Love you guys. Love you,
Melissa.
Melissa. Love you, Mucho. Don't give up. Not giving up. All right, folks. That is it. That is your Michigan Wolverines Fan Nation Army upcap of the week. Go Buffs.
Go Buffs.
Go watch
I think
basketball.
they play on Friday. I think.
Oh,
Anyone know?
Saturday, isn't
I
it?
thought it was Friday.
Oh, big Pac-10 champion, Pac-12 championship. Don't know. Buffalo
Ooh,
48.
48-42.
Good call.
I like
love this.
I like that Mr. Weeds 42-19.
Don't
I
make
say
them look too good though.
49-10.
If they look too good, they're gonna.
Colorado?
Don't make them look too good.
Oh, fine.
I mean, they're.
Right, because then they have
It's
possibility of
momentum.
jumping us.
It's momentum. Don't
That's
make them look
true.
too good. All right, you guys
Fine.
have a good week.
Should
We
be
will
closer.
keep you up
My
to
bad.
date on Twitter, and we'll have our upcap next week probably. Keep you up to date on what's going on
Probably.
with bowl games. We will also be doing some basketball. Probably the UCLA game, December 10th. December 10th. That's not that far
Okay,
away.
Colorado
We'll do
by
the
3.
UCLA basketball
Fine,
game.
by
Michigan
7
coming out to Pauley
10.
Pavilion to play UCLA. And we will do a basketball occasionally. We'll do March Madness. We'll keep you up to date on everything we're doing. Football is not over by any
That's
means.
right, Mr. Weaves.
December 31st, playoffs at the
That's
Parlor. I
right.
like that optimism. All right, folks, on Periscope, on YouTube, on Twitters, go Blue. Thank you for hanging with us the entire season. We'll see you guys next week. I guess you got the Saturday off, except
Yes,
you're going to watch
basketball.
the Colorado game.
Yes, we'll all be watching Colorado.
All right, love you all.
Thanks for the hearts.
Peace out. Go Blue. We'll see you next week. What's fingers in the way?
Oh.